Hi friends, welcome to Social Studies with Ms. Shin today. Let's start off by going over our learning intentions. Today, we are learning to understand how a bill becomes a law so that we can understand how laws are made. We will be successful when we can demonstrate that we know the process of how a bill becomes a law. Some vocabulary terms that I would like to go over with you today. First is Congress. Congress is a group of people from each of the 50 states who help write laws. The second is bill. A bill is an idea that the people in Congress want to become a law. And the last vocabulary term is law. A law is a rule that tells you how to behave. So, over the past few lessons, we have learned what a law is and who makes the laws. So, now that we know that a law is like a rule that we must follow, we know that Congress makes the laws, and now we will learn how they are made. Laws start in Congress. When someone in the House of Representatives or the Senate wants to make a law, they start by writing a bill. A bill is like an early version or a draft of the proposed law. Each Congress lasts about 2 years. During that time, senators and representatives may introduce thousands of bills, yet only some of those bills will eventually become laws. The bill has to be voted on by both houses of Congress, the House of Representatives and the Senate. If they both vote for the bill to become a law, the bill is sent to the President of the United States. He or she can choose whether or not to sign the bill. If the President signs the bill, it becomes law. If the President does not sign the bill into law, it is called a veto and the bill is sent back to Congress. Congress does have the power to override the veto with two-thirds of a yes vote in both the House and the Senate. If the Congress overrides the vote, the bill becomes a law. Let's listen to how this bill desperately hopes to become a law.
I'm just a bill.
Whew, you sure gotta climb a lot of steps to get to this Capitol building here in Washington. Well, I wonder who that sad little scrap of paper is.
I'm just a bill. Yes, I'm only a bill. And I'm sitting here on Capitol Hill. Well, it's a long, long journey to the capital city. It's a long, long wait while I'm sitting in committee. But I know I'll be a law someday. At least I hope and pray that I will. But today I am still just a bill.
Gee, Bill, you certainly have a lot of patience and courage.
Well, I got this far. When I started, I wasn't even a bill. I was just an idea. Some folks back home decided they wanted a law passed, so they called their local congressman, and he said, "You're right, there ought to be a law." And he sat down and wrote me out and introduced me to Congress, and I became a bill. And I'll remain a bill until they decide to make me a law. I'm just a bill. Yes, I'm only a bill. And I got as far as Capitol Hill. Well, now I'm stuck in committee, and I'll sit here and wait while a few key congressmen discuss and debate whether they should let me be a law. I hope and pray that they will. But today I am still just a bill.
Listen to those congressmen arguing. Is all that discussion and debate about you?
Yeah, I'm one of the lucky ones. Most bills never even get this far. I hope they decide to report on me favorably, otherwise I may die.
Die?
Yeah, die in committee. Oh, but it looks like I'm going to live. Now I go to the House of Representatives and they vote on me.
If they vote yes, what happens?
Then I go to the Senate and the whole thing starts all over again.
Oh, no.
Oh, yes. I'm just a bill. Yes, I'm only a bill. And if they vote for me on Capitol Hill, well, then I'm off to the White House where I'll wait in a line with a lot of other bills for the president to sign. And if he signs me, then I'll be a law. How I hope and pray that he will. But today I am still just a bill.
You mean even if the whole Congress says you should be a law, the president can still say no?
Yes, that's called a veto. If the president vetoes me, I have to go back to Congress and they vote on me again, and by that time you're so
By
old.
that time, it's very unlikely that you become a law. It's not easy to become a law, is it?
No, but how I hope and pray that I will. But today I am still just a bill. He signed you, Bill. Now you're a law. Oh, yes.
Okay, so our bill eventually became a law. But did you hear the whole process that he had to go through? He had to go through the House of Representatives and they had to discuss the bill. Then he went to the Senate and they had to discuss the bill. And if they all voted yes, then he went to the president and hoped that he said yes and signed the bill. Otherwise, he'd have to go back through the whole process again. My goodness. Okay, so let's review. The very first step in a bill becoming a law is that Congress writes a bill that they want to become a law. Next, the bill goes to the president. The president has two choices. The president can sign the bill, and then the bill becomes a law. Or the president does not sign the bill, then the bill goes back to the Congress and can become a law with 2/3 of a yes vote. Okay, so remember in a previous lesson we discussed the branches of government? What two parts of government are involved in creating a law? I'm going to give you a few seconds to think about that. So we have the Congress and then we have the president. That's right. The Congress is part of the legislative branch and the president is part of the executive branch. So both the legislative branch and the executive branches are involved in creating new laws. All right, friends, let's review our learning intentions. Today, we're learning to understand how a bill becomes law so that we can understand how laws are made. We will be successful when we can demonstrate that we know the process of how a bill becomes a law. In your assignment today, you are going to fill out this flowchart on how a bill becomes law. On the second page, I want you to remember what two branches of government are involved in creating new laws. When you're done, don't forget to check the green check mark so your teacher can see all your wonderful work. All right, friends, that's it for today. Thanks for doing social studies with me, and I will see you next time. Bye.